All right, Sean, we made it back with the supplies, and we definitely have some mold here.
This is a typical mold problem that a lot of homeowners are going to face. It's a lower level, there's been some water down here, and there were some storage bins in front of this wall, and you get that lack of air movement, and this is what you're going to get.
But this mold doesn't have much longer to live. And before we get started cleaning house, let's go over the supplies. We've got the fungicide we picked up at Ace Hardware. This one's called Concrobium, and we chose the aerosol spray, although it comes in a few different varieties. We also grabbed a scouring pad, gloves, protective eyewear, and face masks.
The safety equipment's really important for a project like this because we are dealing with mold spores. And at this point, before we do the remediation, they're still alive.
It's also a good idea if you're working in an unventilated area like this basement to have a fan on hand to help dry the fungicide as it works.
We're gonna go ahead and spray the fungicide all across this moldy area. And while it's drying, it's gonna be actually killing the mold spores. Okay, we're gonna start from the right corner and work our way to the left side.
Now, is this a one-step process, or is this a process we're going to have to repeat a couple times until the mold is removed?
We're gonna repeat the process twice.
Sean and I saturate the mold-infected wall with the fungicide. And then, all we can do is wait.
So now the room is basically safe. There's no risk of mold spores getting out into the open anymore because they're encapsulated by what we sprayed on. This has to dry for a couple of hours, and we're gonna put a fan on to help us with that.
And are we going to be okay hanging around here?
We can actually stay right inside the room because the product that we're using is non-toxic.
But watching mold die is kind of like watching paint dry.
All right, Sean. Well, why don't we let this product do its job and come back in a few hours and check it out?
Sounds good.
And as promised, when we return, the wall is dry. But I have to admit, this wall doesn't look much better than when we left it.
So if there's still stains on the wall, how do we know the mold's gone, though?
The stains may remain. That doesn't mean there's live mold on the wall.
Yeah.
It's just a byproduct of mold. It's been a couple of hours since we applied the concrobium, and now we're ready to take the scouring pad and one more layer of the fungicide before we get ready to paint.
Now, I noticed we only have one sponge, so does that mean?
We have one laborer, so we're all set to go.
Alrighty.
But what we're looking to do is just get any loose surface pieces that are now dead because the fungicide was sprayed on them off of the wall. So go ahead in a circular motion with this rough scouring pad. Just try to get those moldy areas and just scrub them through. Okay, Ryan, I'm gonna finish this side with the scouring sponge. I'd like you to take some paper towels and get any excess fungicide off the wall. So you can see the product working in action. It takes a little bit of elbow grease. The wall's still moist from the fungicide, so we're gonna go ahead and put the fan on one more time. Then we're gonna come back and I'm gonna teach you how to defend against mold. So we're gonna put some paint on here and take some steps to make sure that this room stays dry and mold-free.